In a time when South Africa finds itself navigating complex transitions in leadership, accountability, and public trust, few stories capture the nation's attention like those involving the country's top law enforcement officials. The recent developments surrounding Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibiya have not only sparked intense conversation within policing circles but have also stirred emotions across the broader public who followed his career with both admiration and curiosity. As questions swirl about why one of the country's most respected crime fighters has been asked to take a leave of absence, this moment presents an opportunity for reflection, understanding, and, most importantly, public dialogue. It's a time to unpack the facts, listen to the context, and stay connected to the truth, because stories like this don't just affect those in uniform, they affect all of us. The winds of controversy continue to blow over South Africa's security structures, as yet another high-ranking police officer finds himself in the crosshairs of political and institutional pressure. This time, it's the hard-nosed and widely respected Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibiya, who has reportedly been asked to take a leave of absence amid a rising storm linked to allegations involving Provincial Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. With speculation thick in the air, this development has triggered a flurry of debate, suspicion, and concern, marking a dramatic turn in what many see as a deeper war being waged within the ranks of law enforcement and power. Before we dive deep into the tension that surrounds this unfolding saga, please make sure you hit the subscribe button right now. Support bold reporting and truth-telling. Stay ahead of every political twist, corruption scandal, and leadership fallout shaking South Africa. Join our growing community that refuses to look away when things get hot. Your support changes everything. Now, back to the latest firestorm. Shadrack Sibiya is no ordinary police officer. Known for his unyielding stance on tackling organized crime and corruption, he carved out a reputation of being fearless, meticulous, and strategic, characteristics that have earned him both praise and powerful enemies. His name evokes a legacy of high-profile investigations and relentless pursuit of justice, but it also sits at the center of countless whispers about vendettas, political interference, and betrayal. So when news broke that he was asked to take a leave of absence, reportedly tied to claims by his counterpart, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, the public's attention snapped into focus. The timing, the tone, and the underlying politics have made it impossible to dismiss this as just an internal HR decision or routine leave request. Something deeper is clearly going on. The question that now consumes the corridors of power and public discourse is simple: who is pulling the strings, and why is Sibiya being sidelined? Sources close to the security cluster hint at tensions brewing between Sibiya and Mkhwanazi over recent administrative decisions and the handling of sensitive cases, particularly those involving alleged misconduct within the ranks of senior officers. These issues, it appears, have now exploded into the open. Mkhwanazi, who himself has been under intense scrutiny in the past for his hardline approaches and leadership style, allegedly raised red flags that led to internal concerns about Sibiya's conduct, or more likely, his loyalty. The irony isn't lost on observers. Both Sibiya and Mkhwanazi have been portrayed as no-nonsense leaders who built their careers on challenging the corrupt and cleaning up rotten systems. So how does one explain this public rupture between two men once seen as bastions of integrity? Are we witnessing the consequences of genuine accountability, or is this another installment in the political theater of selective takedowns? It's impossible to ignore the broader climate in which this drama is unfolding. President Cyril Ramaphosa's administration has faced growing criticism over its approach to crime and corruption, especially in the wake of spiraling murder rates, kidnapping syndicates, drug networks, and systemic rot within the police. Every time a high-ranking official is removed, demoted, or suspended, citizens are left wondering whether the action is aimed at actual wrongdoing or simply a purge of inconvenient players. And this moment is no different. The public has every right to question the intent behind asking Sibiya to step aside. Is this a legitimate step to ensure transparency and trust in the SAPS? Or is this an underhanded tactic to weaken internal resistance and pave the way for less confrontational leadership? Digging deeper, some analysts believe Sibiya has long been targeted by factions who view his independence as a threat. His past battles with politically connected individuals and his involvement in sensitive investigations have made him a marked man. For years, whispers circulated about internal efforts to sideline or discredit him. Now, with Mkhwanazi's reported complaints being taken seriously at the highest level, it seems those efforts might finally be bearing fruit. But this won't go down without a fight. Insiders say Sibiya is not taking this request lightly and has sought legal counsel. He is said to be exploring avenues to challenge the decision, which he believes is rooted more in politics than in principle. This sets the stage for a possible showdown that could expose even deeper fractures within the SAPS leadership and reveal the extent of behind-the-scenes maneuvering that continues to plague South Africa's law enforcement machinery. And the ripple effects will not be small. Already, morale within certain divisions of the SAPS is said to be shaky, with junior officers watching the spectacle unfold with a mix of confusion and fear. If even someone like Sibiya can be removed or forced into leave over what appears to be internal rivalries, what future is there for those trying to do their jobs without fear or favor? Citizens, too, are growing weary. Each scandal chips away at the public's trust in the system. The people want safety, accountability, and a police force that functions without political meddling. But when headlines are dominated by internal purges, whisper campaigns, and high-level infighting, the message to the public is unmistakable: dysfunction still reigns, and the fight against crime may be taking a backseat to power struggles. This is not just a story about Shadrack Sibiya. It is a reflection of the broader malaise infecting institutions meant to uphold justice. Whether you support Sibiya, doubt him, or simply want the truth, the issue goes beyond any one man. South Africa cannot afford to lose credible and courageous figures to political expediency, not when so much is at stake. This latest chapter should force real questions about transparency in law enforcement leadership, the boundaries of political interference, and the urgent need for a stable, trusted, and professional police service. Sibiya's future may hang in the balance right now, but what's truly at risk is public confidence in the country's ability to root out crime without rooting out those fighting it. If there was ever a time to stay engaged, to pay attention, to demand answers, it is now. The headlines are loud, but what's buried beneath them is louder still: a system under siege from within, and a public watching with fading hope. Thank you for watching.